to swear in and deliver the oath of office for such an amazing jurist, a true scholar of jurisprudence, a mentor of mine, a pillar in the legal community, and someone who has broken more glass ceilings, paved more roads, and provided proof from some kid from south side of Chicago by way of Stony Brook and Ann Arbor that you can do absolutely anything in this community if you love it enough, if you're willing to put in the work, and that you come to work every day selflessly and ask that you do the work for the people with pure heart, with perseverance, and with commitment to our Constitution in the state of Michigan and in the United States. It is my pleasure to present J. Cedric Simpson, the oath of office. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. And repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of District Court Judge
and that I will faithfully discharge the office and the duties of the office of District Court Judge
accordingly to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
That's all we have.
So help me God.
Congratulations on this
Thank you.
term. All right, if you come forward to your bench that I'm borrowing in a very nice chair, and we'll have you, I believe this is the one that you need to sign.
And if I might, Judge Slay, say a few things. I want to thank you for your kind words to me. I don't know that I'm fully deserving of them, but they are heard and certainly appreciated. This is now, I had added up the fifth time that I've taken this oath. And as I think we all do when we take that oath, we just call on somebody who is an inspiration to us in certain ways and a friend. When I asked, I didn't know what you would say, whether you'd come and do that. You told me you would be here, and it's been that way throughout my entire existence, knowing you. You're always there when called. This is special to me. I remember our conversation in the parking lot about you running for judge. I don't know if you recall that. We had differing opinions at that moment, but I think the right choice was made. But I also have to acknowledge that you don't get to this point ever alone. You always have those around you that help you, support you through the difficult times. Sometimes when you don't want to make the difficult call in a case, and they may not even know what it's about, but they know that you're struggling, and they just stand by you and just are there. And sometimes those are just the people in my office, Mr. Allen, Ann, who is not here, and Emily, who realize that sometimes, and I am extraordinarily blessed on my bench to have two great colleagues in terms of Judge Barr and our Chief Judge, Judge Freshour, who came here today. And I thank you. for coming today. But the people that are really around you at those moments are your family. And my mom and dad aren't present, but I know and I hope that each and every day that they're proud of their son, for at least what he's tried to do. My older sister's not here. She'll watch on YouTube. She'll then say she didn't get the invitation. We'll argue about it. And I'll tell her that it was there. And then it turned into everything. And with Karen, my older sister, she's right. But she's always been there in her quiet way since the death of my mom as the matriarch of our family. 6 years ago, and I still have the text, and why this day is important to me is because the last time that I took this oath, outside of my parents, there's one person that was missing, and that was my brother, who had just recently passed away. Just say, Gary, I miss you dearly. But through a lot of the really tough times, he was always there and indicating to me never to give up and never give in, which is kind of how us Simpsons are. My son, who is also a great part of that, but he's at school right now where he should be. He's probably not in class. I don't know who he's hanging out. No, I'm kidding. I hope he's in class, but I'm sure he will see this and will, in his quiet way, say probably absolutely nothing. But I know in his eyes that he's proud of his dad, and that's all that matters. But here today are two people, my rock, as I just call her, my daughter Lauren, who is just steady as can be, who always has a great, wonderful thing to say to me all the time and just tell me that she loves me. And that's what's important. Then the person that I'm grateful to, I just try not to refer to her by name because I just call her the other lawyer in the family. But the chief public defender, my sister Delphia, who a number of years ago, when I was at the University of Maryland, followed me there and was a year behind me. And I was never more angry in my life that she was there, because my mother also forced us to live together, which really kind of messed up a lot of things. But as with my mother, she was always right. It certainly brought us closer. And then when she came here, I watch what she, to the extent that we discuss it, what she goes through and the decisions that she makes. And as her big brother, I can't tell you how proud I am of the woman that she's become and the example to this community that she is. But those are the people that make me who I am. And I just publicly thank them for that as I take this oath and I take it seriously. I appreciate you administering it. And as I always say during these times, I often give tribute to my mother, but my dad was a special guy. Like me, very quiet. Okay. But well, he was. But always just full of faith and confidence. And I always just say to him, because I know he's up there in heaven watching over me, that Dad, I hope you're as proud of your son as your son was of his dad. So thank you all very much for being here. And thank you, Judge.